We have there are several pure object oriented languages. Actually, there are three languages. First one was the Smalltalk. Let's look at what is inside Smalltalk. Smalltalk, the history begins from 1968, the Simula method, as the first object-oriented language. From then, the language became implemented in several stages. The Dynabook concepts in 1970, the Smalltalk 80, and the meta-circular implementation. Nowadays, the Smalltalk language is implemented as Vista Smalltalk for IE7 and Windows Vista. Smalltalk is a pure object-oriented language where the concept is everything. Smalltalk is an object. Smalltalk based on the concept, not on the syntax. So it's very easy to learn, and the language is written in itself. So it's provide better understandability to the language. Also, there is no memory management and no pointers, so it's provide more productivity to the language. Smalltalk is weakly typed, so it's more flexible than the strong type languages. Actually, Smalltalk provides interactive execution and fast compilation and is integrated to develop, debug, and run easily. Smalltalk is a universal object orientation with single instance. Smalltalk uses code browsers in its environment, editors, and compilers. Smalltalk provides some features. There are single inheritance, dynamically typed, powerful library and meta levels, strict classes, and hierarchy. Benefits of the Smalltalks are it's more productive. Smalltalk is literate. Environment encourage exploratory programming and throwing away non-optimal code. Possible to use code from other languages. Powerful debugging facilities. Behavior of the Smalltalk according to the concept of the pure object-oriented languages. Smalltalk is a structurally reflective system which provide both structural and computational reflection. The classes and methods that define the system are themselves objects and fully part of the system that they help define. Since the classes are themselves objects, they can easily be inspected, copied, and serialized, and soon with generic codes that applies to any object in the system. When an object receives a message, a method matching the message name is invoked. Uh, as in other object-oriented languages, the central concept in Smalltalk is that of an object. An object is always an instance of a class. Classes are blueprint that describe the properties and behavior of their instances. The class could also declare that instances support operations such as opening, closing, moving, and hiding. Each particular window object would have its own values of those properties, and each of them would be able to perform operations defined by its class. Smalltalk object can hold state, receive message, and send messages to itself or other objects. The state an object holds is always private to that object. Other objects can query or change that state only by sending requests to the objects to do so. Any message can be sent to any object. When a message is received, the receiver determines whether that message is appropriate. Smalltalk is a pure object-oriented programming language, meaning that unlike Java and C#, C++, C#, there is no difference between values which are objects and values which are primitive types. Smalltalk primitive values such as integer, boolean, and characters are also objects in the same that they are instances of corresponding classes, and operations on them are invoked by sending messages. A programmer can change the class that implemented primitive values.